seen the side effects for Ozempic? Have you seen the side effects for Ozempic? Depression and a whole bunch of other things, okay? It's not safe to do. It makes people really depressed. And if you're already feeling self-conscious about yourself, you probably shouldn't take a drug that will make you more self-conscious about yourself. Don't do that. Just go to the gym and eat when you're hungry, not just because you need to eat. Just keep going to the gym. Drink more water, true. Yes, Paris, it's not a good idea. It's not a good idea to do it, honestly. What made your hubby material besides money? Well, that was the foundation. That was the foundation. But no, he's a nice guy. He's funny. He has a nice smile. What am I supposed to say? The foundation is the money, baby. I can grow to love everything else, you know? Like, let's like, he's a handsome guy. He has a nice smile. He's very nice. He's very generous. He's very giving. He's very family. Like, you know, he's loving to the family. He said plenty of guys have money. Point me to the next guy, please. If they're everywhere, I don't think, don't get me wrong, there are a lot of guys that have money, but like a lot of single guys with money with no kids, because I don't think if that was the case, we would all be on this live right now. Like, I think a lot of women are having difficulties finding a man with money, okay? You can easily find a nice, good-looking man, okay, a family-oriented man. You know, a man with a nice smile. You can easily find those outside. I mean, they're everywhere. But then money? No, babes. Then generous? No. That's the foundation. Right, point me to the next guy. I might have a couple of marriages. We don't know. Right, and the good ones are always married too. So it's like, am I gonna have kids for him? No. As of right now, no. For what? Who's gonna raise the children? Because it's not gonna be me. I'm considering getting a BBL, but my anxiety. She said get a nanny. No. You still have to be a mother, nanny or not. I have no desire to have children right now, guys. It's not about a want, it's a desire. There's no desire to have children right now for me. What did you put in your prenup? Why would I disclose that information? Really? Do you really think? Did you really think I would disclose verbatim what's in my prenup? Like, this is something that you have to sign in front of a lawyer. Do you really think they would advise me to talk about it online? I thought the whole thing was prenup. Did I get the prenup? Yes, I got my prenup. And that would be the end of discussion. Hold on. Hi. What's up? Oh, remember I changed my number, so you're gonna have to use your phone to call for it. Alright. Sounds good. Alright, love you. Bye. But yeah, now, guys, you will not be disclosing my prenuptial stuff on here, you know, but I got it. Like, I'll just put it that way. And I got pretty much everything that I wanted. I'm not... I'm 28. I have some years before I have children, yes. She said, just give me some boobs. You can have it. I do have a Snapchat. Actually, you guys want to follow me on Snapchat? I don't really post on Snapchat, but you guys want to follow me on Snapchat? I heard they be making money now on Snapchat. If you want to follow me on Snapchat, I would appreciate it. Where's my Snapchat? You can tell I have not been on Snapchat for so long. So my Snapchat is Coco _Manda. Oh, I used to be so corny. Or you can type in cool Manda because I'm cool. So yeah, no, it's cool Manda, COOLMANDA. Coco _Manda, yeah. Oh damn, not the request is coming in already. Accept. Yes, guys, follow me on Snapchat. I need to stop posting on Snapchat, actually. I'll post more on here. Chanel, please. I want an ethnic rhinoplasty. Yeah, go ahead. I'd be scared of anything surgery, honestly. That's my problem. But I could use my nose. But guys, just love yourselves, man. Just love yourselves. Love yourselves before you start doing any of these under knife, like going under the knife. You don't want to end up having to do like, I don't know how many surgeries. What's your biggest insecurity? Like physical wise? Or is that what we're talking about? Physically, what do I find? Let me see. I gotta assess the situation. I got to assess the situation. I don't know. Let me see. Or internal. You know, my biggest insecurity internally, I'm too freaking nice. That's my problem. I don't know if that's an insecurity, but my insecurity is that I'm too nice. And I don't know how to pick out a crazy bitch from a from a sane one. I know that's gonna come up so crazy, but like I think that's my biggest insecurity now. Like, I really don't trust people no more because y'all are weird. I'm not a pushover. I'm just nice. Like, I'm one of those people, like, I just kind of let things, like, if I see, I might just let slide until then I'm just like, all right, bitch, now I'm gonna curse you out. You know what I mean? That's what I mean by, like, okay, maybe I shouldn't say I'm nice. I'm too forgiving. That's what I would say my insecurities are. I'm too forgiving. And I don't know why that is, but I need to learn to, like, not be so forgiving to, like, people, you know. But physically, what would be my insecurity? I don't know, guys. Oh, you know what? I'll give you one. My edges. That's a good one. My edges, but that's not because of me. That's because of the fact that I'm too nice and I had a friend pull my edges. You see where I'm going with this? So, like, my insecurity, like, physically would be, like, my hair. I have a big forehead. And I have, like, you know, my edges are a little rough because of a friend that I had when I was you know, 19, 20. And she yanked off all of my freaking braids in the front of my hair, and she gave me like a little tiny bald spot right on this side of my head right here. And, like, that gets on my nerves sometimes. But other than that, I don't think I really have, like, a physical insecurity, you know. Like, even, like, my big forehead, I do appreciate having a big forehead because then I can wear my wigs and I can just wear them, like, a little further from where my hairline is, because, like, low-key, my hairline is, like, back here. Yeah, my hairline is, like, back here. Why did she do that? Because, let me tell y'all the story of why I'm too nice and people take advantage of me and entitledness. So this girl, she and I used to be friends. We went to college together, like, you know, freshman year of college, whatever, we were friends. She was low-key a lesbian. But I didn't really think she was like a serious lesbian, serious lesbian. She was just a lesbian, right? So she was a lesbian with a boyfriend. So this girl, me and her friends, freshman year of college, whatever the case might be, she and I end up, my first dusty boyfriend, actually, my first ever dusty boyfriend that I had, she low-key introduced me to him because she had a friend. They came to our school and, you know, to smoke us up or whatever. And I met the dusty. So I started dating the dusty. She and I remained after freshman year of college, whatever the case might be. I didn't want to go back to my mom's, to the suburbs, so I decided to stay in the city. And of course, being from the burbs, not ever being in Boston, not ever being in the inner city, not knowing anything about the hood and nothing, I was just so nice and gullible to everybody, to a point where I met my first sugar daddy. So we're gonna fast forward. We're not gonna get into all the things that happened to me prior to me meeting my first sugar daddy, but those things happened. I think I got fired, a bunch of other stuff. Someone stole my computer. Then I met my first sugar daddy. When I met my first sugar daddy, I was working at this little home care place, and I was doing dietary aid. But me and this girl were still friends. Like, you know, she wasn't working there, but she and I were still friends. She kind of like left school. She no longer wanted to do school, whatever the case might be. But she and I were still friends. So I met some friends in my dietary aid like job, and they were like boosters. See, I'm telling you guys, like, I really live so many different lives, not because it's like, just because I'm so good at like looking at what people are doing and like learning from them. So these girls that used to work at the dietary aid, they were boosters, and they were like a couple years older than me. So I was like 19, they probably were like 23, 24, and they had kids and stuff like that. So, you know, they were boosters. So after work, they would either go boosting or they would go boosting the day that they were off. So I started picking up like, oh, okay, like this is what she's doing. We became friends. This girl would take me, the friend that I met at the dietary aid, she would take me to go boosting with her. And I would just sit there. I would never really do it. I would just sit there, right? And I started to see like, oh, okay, she's going into TJ Maxx. She's like stealing these like 300 purple tags, $300, $500 like purple tags. And she's coming back and returning them and getting the credit and selling it for cash, right? So I learned that through this girl and her friends. And so one day I was like, wait, why don't I try this? I was like, wait, why don't I try it? Like, I'm sitting here following her around Boston, hanging out with her. We're chilling. We're listening to music. We're smoking. And she's over here making money. And I'm just sitting here. Granted, yes, but she making money the legal way? No, she was boosting. I'm like, I might as well try a little something for myself. You know what I mean? So, of course, that's how that's how I learned about boosting, because I'd never actually I never knew what that was, right? So I was like, okay, let me try this for myself. So then she showed me the ropes of how to do it. And I was like, okay, cool. So when I needed money, I would do a little something to pay my bills. And keep in mind, I was like 19, 20 in a city by myself, like paying my own bills. Met my sugar daddy. He was helping me with bills, but he was married and he, had kids and stuff. So he only could do a little, right? He did buy me my first 2 cars. He did pay for my rent here and there and stuff like that. Bought me some nice stuff. But I wanted to go to Miami with my friends because they invited me, the boosters. They invited me to Miami, right? Boom. On the side, I'm still friends with this girl that I went to college with. So I told her oh yeah, I'm going to Miami with these friends of mine that I met through dietary aid. And she was like, oh, I want to go to Miami with you. She's like, I want to come. And me being like, okay, well, I don't really know these girls that well. One of them I was closer to, but I'm like, I don't really know the rest of her friends because it was 8 of us. I'm like, I don't really know the rest of her friends, so let me invite my friend to come. So I told my friend yeah, you should come. But obviously she didn't have any money. And this girl she was lazy. Let me put it that way. She was very lazy. She had no ambition at all whatsoever. People that are I get it, you might be like, oh, stealing is bad, but if you're in a bind, bitch, and someone is like, this is how you're gonna make a couple $100 so that you can pay for you, yeah, right? So I invited her. I was like, yeah, you should come. And I was like, because my sugar daddy has already bought my flight, and he's also given me the money for the hotel. And so I'm like, we're gonna share the hotel, but you need to make your money to to go on your, so you need to make money to pay for your own flight. And she was like, well, she didn't have a job, so she was like, how am I gonna do that? And I was like, well, I'm going out boosting with this girl, and this is how I've been able to make a little extra cash. Criminal activity is crazy. I was like, this is how I make a little extra cash. I'm like, if you really want to come to Miami, because you don't really have to, but if you really want to come to Miami and you don't know how to make any money, then maybe, do a little something, get your little $300, and book your own flight. And so she was like, okay, yeah, I'll come with you guys. So, this day we're going boosting. We're going in my little convertible that my sugar daddy bought me. So we're in my little convertible. My friend's driving. The girl that I met from dietary aid, she's driving the car. I'm in the passenger seat. Because at the time, I had just started driving. So I didn't really like driving when people were in the car. So I would let her drive, and then I would be in the passenger seat because she had been driving and she was older than me. So I was like, I'll just let her drive. So she's driving. My other friend is in the back. The one that I say is lazy, no ambition. She's in the back. So when it came time to go in the store and either to steal something, she didn't want to, right? She didn't want to do it. I was like, okay, cool. When it came time to return something, because you needed your ID to return something at TJ Maxx to get the credit, and I think you could only use your ID a certain amount of time. So I had used my ID, So I was done, right? So I was like, yeah, you know, if you want to go return this stuff, like I'll use your ID, I'll use that money to book your flight. She didn't want to do that. So then my friend started to notice, my friend over here, my friend started to notice, like, okay, so why did she come? I wasn't a thug, baby. I was still nice, but I don't know how to sit and watch people make money knowing that I need money. It's not in my blood. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could never sit and watch someone else make money while I'm sitting here struggling. Like, it's just not me. I'm always gonna make sure that I get mines. You know what I'm saying? I was young. I was 19. I was 20, and I was by myself. Like, no, my mom was upset that I didn't come back home after my freshman year of college, so she wasn't paying for my apartment. She wasn't doing any of that. She paid for my school, so she was like, I'm paying for school. I'm not paying for you to stay out in the summer and hang out and party with your friends. You know what I'm saying? I just don't know how to sit and watch people make money and show me how they're making money and think that I don't care if it was risky, baby. Homeless, or go return something with your ID. I'm gonna go return. I will go and return, okay? So this girl, she's in the car. She doesn't want to do anything. My friend's like, yo, what was her point of coming? I'm like, I don't know. You know, I don't understand. So then I had checked her. I was like, yo, like, okay, so you clearly don't want to come to Miami because you're not doing anything. You're not stealing and you're not returning anything. So, like, why are you here? And I tried to be nice. I was like, you understand that, like, if I'm going in there and stealing the stuff, if I'm going in and returning the stuff, did you confess this to your mom yet? Yeah, my mom knows everything about me, guys. What are you talking about? I'm like, if you're not doing it, why do you think that I'm then going to take the money and still book your flight? She got mad. She went and got a drink. She went and bought her drink. Keep in mind, she too was 21, right? Everyone was older than me. So as we're sitting here, you know, talking about why I was doing it, everyone was older than me. I was the youngest one. I couldn't even go into the liquor store and buy alcohol at the time because I was either 19 or 20. So everyone else is older than me, right? So the friend in the back, she goes and buys herself a bottle of wine. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. Like, you're in the back of the car, you're not driving, go ahead. You want to sip your wine, you want to do that while we're all just hustling, trying to make money so we can go on this trip to Miami, by all means. She goes and gets a freaking bottle of wine. She drinks the whole thing, right? She drinks a whole bottle of wine. And then we were on the way back to Boston because at this point we had gone out in the burbs to do a little, you know, and we're on the way back to Boston. And some argument came about because of the fact that she didn't want to steal. And I think my friend said something to her eventually. My friend that was driving was like, like, what, it's a little weird that you want her to pay for your flight. She's already said she was going to pay for the hotel because, you know, my friend also knew I had a sugar daddy. She was like, she already said she was going to pay for the hotel. Why don't you do something so that you can pay for your own flight? To think that she will do all of this and then pay for your own flight is crazy. The friend of mine got mad. This bitch got mad and started yelling at me and saying that I'm mean, saying that I'm selfish, and that why wouldn't I pay for it knowing that all I had to do was steal and return the stuff? Why wouldn't I pay for it? Keep in mind, this is after I let her eat my box. Okay, that's where I messed up. I let her eat my box because I think she ate my box and suddenly thought that I was now her girlfriend or something. Like, I don't know. I think my punani has some like power to like the juice be too much for people. Because excuse me, like, what are you talking about? Why would you think that suddenly now I'm ungrateful because what? Yeah, she was like, oh, you know, I mean, I'm ungrateful. I'm not a nice person. I'm not trying to take her to Miami. You know, my sugar daddy paid for it, so why does it matter? I stole to get the money, so why does it matter? So I'm just like, okay, you know what, girl, you crazy. Like, you're just sounding crazy, right? So I was just like, whatever, like I'll just ignore her. So she's talking. I had braids. I had singles, guys. I had singles. Okay, she's talking. My friend is still in the driver's seat and I'm still in the passenger seat in the front, and she's in the back. So she gets mad, right? Because I'm not responding to her, because I'm just like, you know what? Like, you're drunk, you're crazy. I'm not doing this with you. She starts yanking my hair. Like, I mean, yanking my hair. I had braids. And like, they were single braids, right? And it's crazy because I had just had another situation happen. Anyways, so she knew that was going to be like the last final straw for me with my freaking thingy. And she did it anyways. She yanked my hair from the back, right? Couple of braids came off and I was like, okay, you know what? You're my friend. I'm not about to fight with you. I was really trying not to fight this girl. I was like, yeah, I'm not going to fight with you. Whatever. I'm holding the two braids in my hand. I'm like, yo, this is crazy. But I'm like, I'm really not a fighter. I swear to God, I'm really not a fighter. Like, it really takes a lot for me to put my hands on somebody. Like, I'm such a, like, that's why I mean, like, I really wish I was a thug, like someone said in the comments. Like, I really wish I was a thug, because what? After, I don't know a person that would still sit there and give their friend a chance after they're holding a couple of braids in their hands. Like, I really sat there, I let this girl, I held those braids. I was like, you know what? You're my friend. I'm gonna just let it slide. She yanks my hair again. Boom, more braids come off. I'm like, okay, I'm picking it up. At this point, my friend that's driving, she's looking at me like, are you really not gonna do anything? I'm like, yo, she's drunk, it's fine. I pick up the braids. I'm like, okay. I'm like, Yvette, I don't want to say her name, but I don't want to say her name. But I was like, yo, Yvette, you're doing a little too much now. Like, come on. What are you doing? Stop doing that. She yanks my hair again. Okay, this is the third time, guys. Okay, this is the third time. I'm like, okay, there's no way. There's no way she's going to do this again. Do you know this woman pulled my hair for the fourth time? And at this point, I went black. Okay? I went black. Okay, but I have to go black before I fight somebody, and I hate that for myself. Like, I should have been start throwing hands when I seen the first braids on the floor. I let her pull my hair 4 times before I hit her. And then you guys want to know the diabolical thing about this? Can you guess what I proceeded to do after that? After she and I got into a fight, I proceeded to forgive this bitch. Yeah. I proceeded to really forgive her. Oh, sunny. I really proceeded to forgive this girl and try to be friends with her again, like months later. Why? I don't know. Like, I really just don't know. I really think like I'm too kind, I'm too nice, I'm too forgiving. She said I'm a cop caller now. The hands are retired. But yeah, so that's my little story time on how I lost my edges. And every day I look in the mirror and I see that one little bald spot right there in the front. It reminds me of this bitch, okay? It reminds me of her. That girl hated you. Clearly, I don't know, man. I'm drinking tea, guys. I'm drinking tea. Yeah, so that's how I ended up with a little bald spot right here. Is that a way to grow your hair? She said you'll remember me every time you do your hair. Yeah, so that's how I ended up losing my edges. And I proceeded to befriend her. Now, this is where, can you imagine me and this girl? I remained friends with her. Not like friends, but associates. I didn't really like spend much time with her. But the falling out really happened in like, when was this? In I think it was either 2020. Yeah, it was 2020. It couldn't have been 2021. It was in 2020. Her and her friend, this girl, they invited me to their birthday party. I don't know if I ever told you guys this story. Yeah, her and her friend invited me to a birthday party at their house, right? Invited me to a birthday party at the house. So I go to the birthday party looking good per usual, like I always do. I went to the birthday party, and her best friend, who was also a girl that I had known through her for years, her best friend, I guess, was talking to a guy. I wonder if she's still with that dude. I wonder if all that was necessary, because that would be a key to find out that guy was not even interested in you or dating you. Like, that would be a key. But her best friend, it was her birthday or something. She invited me to the birthday party. I show up. Her best friend, I show up to their apartment or whatever. There are a bunch of people there, all the people that her friend knows and stuff like that. And so I show up, I'm looking good, whatever the case might be. She comes over to me, right? These two women, the Yvette girl and her friend, comes over to me, and they're like, hey, that's Katea's boyfriend. I don't know why Katea is the woman's name. I don't know why it was, I don't even know why I'm like, oh, I shouldn't say their name. Fuck that bitch. Like, I be trying not to say people's name anyways, but yeah, fuck that hoe. So she comes over to me, Yvette comes over to me, and she's like, yeah, that's Katea's boyfriend, da-da-da-da. Keep in mind, like, we're in a house full of, like, different women, everything, right? So she points out this guy specifically, and he was African American. At this time I was already dating TD, Tattoo Daddy. I was trying to say TD and Tattoo Daddy at the same time. I was already dating Tattoo Daddy. I think Tattoo Daddy was literally in my house. He was waiting for me, and I was going to this party. So I go to the party. I'm there. She's like, yeah, that's Katea's boyfriend. Her, they're talking to me. I have a drink in my hand. Everything is cool. The hostess of the party, which is Katea, she's like running around, doing her thing, whatever. I don't remember where the Yvette chick had went to. She was somewhere out and around. So I'm just standing, minding my business. Okay, maybe y'all tell me if I'm wrong here. But I was just standing there, minding my business, right? Here comes the boyfriend. We're putting that in quotation marks because I'm about to tell you guys the tea. So here comes the boyfriend, right? As I'm sitting there with a drink in my hand, like I'm sipping my little tea now. Here comes the boyfriend and his friend. They come, and they're standing right next to me. Okay. Maybe I'm wrong, but if a woman tells you, hey, that's my boyfriend, you're going to believe her, right? Like, why would you say someone's your boyfriend if they're not your boyfriend? You know what I'm saying? Like, if I was to like say, to someone like, oh, this is my husband, and then you see them out and about, you'd be like, oh, you're Coco's husband, right? Okay, boom. So she said to me, oh, that's my boyfriend, da-da-da. So when him and his friend came over, I was like, oh, you're Katea's boyfriend, right? To, let it be known, like, I know who you are. And this is how it was like a conversation starter. I don't know, but there was literally no malicious intent behind it. It was literally just a conversation starter because they were standing next to me. And I just felt like, don't get too cute because I'm your friend's friend, So like, I'm kind of letting it be known, like, oh, you're Katea's boyfriend. Like, I'm aware of who you are. So then he's like, no, that's not my girlfriend. I was like, oh, she said you were her boyfriend. That's weird. Why? Well, I didn't say it was weird, but I was like, oh, she said, oh, that's really? I was like, oh, really? Oh, she said you were her boyfriend. She walks by and overhears the conversation, and she gets mad at me for saying to the guy, like, oh, you're Katea's boyfriend. And then I'm like, wait, why are you mad at me? Like, what's going on? I was so lost. And then she was like, yeah, you know, if I tell you that that's my boyfriend, that's my boyfriend. Why did you have to go over there and check? Why did you have to go over there and check? I was like, I wasn't checking. I was just literally starting a conversation by saying, you're Katea's boyfriend because that's what you told me. But she clearly got triggered because he was never her boyfriend. Maybe they were talking. Maybe they were in a little situationship. Maybe they were in a little situationship or something, and she wanted to, you know, big up herself by saying like, oh, that's her boyfriend. Oh, this girl that I knew from years ago, she, you know, she should have never said that, because like if you just said like, yo, you know, that's the guy I'm talking to, I would have kept it cute, you know what I mean? Like, or say like, I'm attracted to this guy, or we've been seeing, I would have kept it cute. I would have never been like, oh, you're Katea's boyfriend. But like, boyfriend is a strong word. Like, if that's your boyfriend, that's your boyfriend. So when I said that to him and he's like, oh no, that's not my girlfriend, I was like, whoa, okay, two different stories here that I'm hearing, right? And then she gets mad at me, starts yelling. And obviously I'm like, I don't know, maybe, once again, I'm telling the stories, you guys can give me your opinion. I'm like, oh, okay. She comes and she starts yelling at me, and she's like trying to tell me that I was trying to talk to her man. I was like, I wasn't even trying to talk to your man. Like, she's like, why are you checking to see if he is my boyfriend? If I said that was my boyfriend, that's my boyfriend. And I was like, girl, I don't want him. I was like, it was just a conversation starter. I don't want him. And quite honestly, if I did want him, I can have any man that I want. So it's really not a problem. Like, it's not like I don't need to go behind like someone's back to try to talk to a man, right? And so that, oh, I can have any man that I want, triggered her. And she proceeded to tell me that I had to leave her birthday party. I was like, girl, you live in the hood anyways. I got to go. I can't be here too late. So then she proceeded to kick me out of her birthday party because of the fact that I asked the man if that was her boyfriend. Then the next day, her friend, which was my friend, right, Yvette, proceeded to text me to tell me that I was trying to steal her friend's man. Yeah, exactly. She lived not too far from MLK Boulevard, okay? I'm just kidding. The next day, this girl, I get a whole paragraph of like, you know, you were trying to steal her man, and after hearing, you know, you saying you can have any man you want and all of this stuff, like I was like, listen, I had to write her like, listen, babes, don't lie and say someone's your boyfriend if they're not your boyfriend, because saying, oh, that's your boyfriend is a conversation starter. It's literally not, I'm trying to check to make sure. I was like, it's literally just common freaking sense. And then she proceeded to kick me out of her house. Like, girl, like I live in a, you know, obviously I'm like, I live in a nice freaking apartment. I really never need to be there, da, da, da. And then she goes, oh, then that's your problem. You're all about money, 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 money. And that's why you have no friends, because all you do is worry about money. And that's why your ass is on Section 8, bitch, because you're not worried about fucking money, ho. The fuck? Like, are you dumb? Not wrong with Section 8, but like, bitch, excuse me? You might want to worry about money, okay? You might want to worry about money. Like, excuse me, like all of a sudden, and that's when I clocked the T on like, you know what? It had nothing to do with me. It had nothing to do with me. It's just envy. Because how is me being worried about my finances and making sure that I have money and making sure that I'm fine a bad thing? Like, I'm confused. I'm like, wait, I'm so lost. Like, I'm confused. Like, how did money? I was like, I wrote her. I was like, clearly the only person that seems to be concerned about money is you, because you brought it up in a conversation that had nothing to do with it. Like, why are you bringing up the fact that I'm all about getting money and making money and buying nice stuff for myself and taking care of myself. Like, why did that conversation how did that conversation end up in a conversation where we're talking about you saying that I tried to steal your friend's man who was a dust bucket? You know? It's a little dust bucket. Like, why would I want your dust bucket? Why would I want your man while you're sitting and selling, what do you call those things? Trading. You sitting online doing trading? And you think I want your dust bucket? They were trading partners? Yeah, Forex. Is that thing still going around? Are they still making money on that? Because that's what she was doing at the time. Yeah, so I don't know, guys. That is just my experience with women, and I don't seem to understand where I go wrong, because I'm literally verbatim. That is how that story happened. So like, I would like for someone to tell me where I went wrong. Where did I go wrong in this situation? Because me simply one little sentence, like, you know. She said, wasn't Forex a pyramid scheme? It had to have been. It had to have been, because what do you mean? What am I sitting online trading? Ooh. Now I stood up right at the right time. Hi, baby. You're always catching me on live.
There you go.
In like 5 minutes. Are we leaving right away? There's a little traffic.
Well, there's going to be more traffic.
Oh, I thought traffic dies down after a while.
At 7:30.
Yeah, we're not doing that.
Show up at 2.
How come you made it home at 4 then?
I had a lot to do.
No. But yeah, that's my little story with the trading thing. What else? Let me see. I don't know anything about the sugaring scene. Just go out, guys. She said Forex is a scam. It had to have been. It had to have been. She said, "Who? That story wore me out. It was very much ghetto. Thank you. It was very much ghetto." But you know, it was nice to tell you guys a story not pertaining to daddies, sugaring, where to go and meet men, where to go. It's repetitive, you know. It's nice to tell a little story. Coco, I saw some girl on another live saying they went out with you and felt you were jealous of the attention they were getting. Please, what girl is this? I would like to know. Who did I go with?